Hello everyone. Today I've decided to put out a build video. The game is still really new, but I haven't really seen any of these around, especially showing off what some of the characters are capable of doing at max level and endgame. And to start off, I thought I'd begin with one of my personal favorite heroes to use in the game, the Black Knight. For this playthrough, I did Old Faith Tyrant, and I am playing on very hard. You can see that I have his loyalty extremely high. This is very useful for any character that you want to bring into your party for these damage buffs and the extra AP. So the Black Knight is a champion class. This means he is going to have decently high armor, large amount of hit points, and do heavy melee damage, and is meant to sort of get into the thick of things, get in there up close on the enemies, and just dish out a bunch of damage. I'll begin by going over what essences I gave him. The first one I gave him, Essence of Annihilation, 10% additional weapon damage. He's my group's primary damage dealer. You're going to want to give this to whoever you choose to be your primary damage dealer. Essence of Stability, immunity to knockdown. When a hero is knocked down, they lose a lot of their AP on their next turn, which obviously means he will have less AP to go around and kill people. So I wanted to mitigate that. Essence of Extermination, he gets an AP back every time he kills someone. This is extremely important. And Essence of Crushing, 20% armor break. Basically, with this and the amount of damage he's already doing, he can delete the armor off of pretty much anything in a single hit, unless it's a boss. Next, we're going to cover his equipment. This is going to vary heavily from player to player, as the RNG nature of how you acquire gear in this game means lots of players could play for hours and hours and never see any of these items, or they could get even better ones. But this is what I'm running for this character, and it just really maximizes the sort of playstyle that I have for this build. First, for his armor, Juggernaut Seal. The extra HP and the vitality gain, that's kind of irrelevant. The important thing here is the immunity to stun, that with this essence here, his ability to have his AP reduced is very heavily diminished. And 2 movement AP. Due to him being melee, the ability to run around as much as possible is pretty important. For his weapon, Sign of Epona, it gives an extra AP and 2 movement AP for each kill, as well as 8 damage for 2 turns on each kill and 10 damage within a duel. The 10 damage within a duel we don't really care about. The extra AP is obviously very good, and the 2 movement AP per kill is good, as with this build you're going to be getting lots of kills, so you're going to be getting lots of free movement to help you get from one enemy to the next. 8 damage for 2 turns is crazy, because it increases his damage ramping capability in this build by even more. And 2 turns is usually all you're going to need for a lot of these encounters. This Ring of Frenzy, an extra AP per kill. That's the most important part of this item. This plus this essence, now we're getting 2 AP per kill. The extra 2 AP on the first turn sounds good, but with this build and playstyle, not actually super important. Extra area damage, very good, as champions have lots of AoE attacks, and unbreakable armor, nice, but not super important. And lastly, for his trophy, again, more AP. Probably noticing a theme here. Plus 2 AP, very good, means more attacks. 2 movement AP, more ability to run around. And then the damage bonuses for area attacks, very useful. The extra damage against Fomorians, not the most important thing, but actually pretty useful for the endgame, especially if you're going against the endgame bosses like King Brez and Baylor. Now into the meat of things, the skill points. As you can see at first glance, not a lot of changes from your standard champion skill set. The 2 only real differences here is going to be Blood Hex, which I'm not even using, and Leap Attack. We'll get into Leap Attack later. But instead of going over every single ability and every single talent, because that would take way too long, I'm just going to cover what sort of are the crucial ones. And a lot of these are kind of crucial to champions in general, but it's still worth explaining because you can take these on another champion you may want to run. We'll begin with Rage. This is huge. Plus 10% stackable weapon damage for 2 turns. If you take the extra talent, that's 15% per kill. And you're going to be getting lots of kills, and 2 turns is plenty of time. I got the extra talent here to increase it for 3 turns. Like I said, 2 turns for most fights is actually going to be plenty, but I just figured better safe than sorry, especially if you're maybe like going against a boss who's summoning ads. And then Bloodlust, another AP per kill. So now we're at 3 AP per kill. And finally, we're gaining 6 HP for each kill while Rage is active. Again, also very useful, just to help self-sustain. But these other 3 I'd say are more important. Most important being Bloodlust. Like I mentioned before, we're at 3 AP per kill now. That's insane. Off of just a basic strike, if you kill someone, it's effectively only costing you 1 AP. If you're using Cleave, which can hit up to 3 enemies, if you kill at least one of them, that's only costing you 1 AP. Jump Attack, 2 AP. Earthshaker, 3. And that's only if you get 1 kill. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be getting more than 1 kill, especially with this build. So, you're going to be netting gains in AP most of the time. Moving on, just a quick little mention here for Vengeance. Plus 10% weapon damage against an enemy that hits him. It's not huge, but, you know, every little bit helps, I figure. And then an extra AP if he took at least 2 hits during the enemy turn. This is really easy to trigger, and it's just another AP to stack on top, so you'll just be amassing a horde of AP like a dragon. But here we get to damage focus. This is actually deceptively important. When the hero gains 5% weapon damage per unspent AP from the previous turn. Now you may be thinking, why would I be leaving AP unspent? I'm gonna, generally speaking, be trying to maximize as much of it as possible, so I'm only gonna be maybe saving 1 or 2 because I can't maybe reach an enemy. Well, when I get to the gameplay, you'll see how important this is. But going into the talents I picked to develop this ability further, extra 3%, so we're looking at 8% damage per AP, and plus 1 AP per 3 unspent. Normally you only reserve 3 AP from round to round, unless you have equipment, but this will let you actually get more than just that 3 for passing a turn, assuming you have enough AP to calculate into it. Next is melee expertise. This initial ability isn't really why we're picking it. The unbreakable armor is alright, but the real reason we're picking this is for these 4 talents down here. The most important one being Killing Spree. This is just straight up a free attack on an adjacent enemy if you get a kill. And the kill can be with anything. It can be any of your abilities, as long as you get a kill. So, this ability also chains off of itself, meaning if you kill an enemy and then get a Killing Spree hit and that kills an enemy, you swing again and again until there's either no more enemies next to you or your swing didn't kill something. So you can get a multi-kill off of pretty much any ability, even your basic ones with this thing, which is very crucial to your AP generation. And I've had cases where I'll chain kill 2 additional enemies off of a single hit, sometimes 3. That means you're generating anywhere from 6 to 12 AP off of a single move for free. Makes it so easy to net even or gain AP off of what you spent. Next, we just have extra weapon damage and AP for starting your turn surrounded by additional enemies. That's not going to be uncommon, as you're going to be wanting the Black Knight to really just kind of get in there, you know. And lastly, cooldown reduction, again, just useful so that way you can be popping off your Earth Shakers or your leap attacks or your cleaves, what have you, more regularly. Now, as you can see, I just sort of spec'd my talents into buffing all of my different AoE attacks like cleave and Earthshaker and leap attack. I did not take knockback on these because I don't want them to get pushed farther away from me, because then I have to go chasing after them. The last talent I really want to put some focus on here is Glory Kill. Reducing your cooldowns when you get a kill with Strike. This is very useful for when you're going around just wiping out an entire enemy team in one turn with this build, to refresh your cooldowns on things like leap attack or Earthshaker, so that we can get some more of those range kills or multi kills, rather than having to run all the way over to them. So, why the Black Knight? Why this character versus one of the other champions like Sir Lanvil or Sir Brunor or whoever you have? And to answer that question, simply, it's leap attack. Leap attack is actually kind of insane. The biggest weakness of a champion is mobility. They get no mobility moves. The only sort of thing to help mitigate this is Earthshaker because of its range. Leap attack, though, is a movement ability in combination with an AoE attack. This lets you cross distance, get up in their face should they survive, and then continue hitting them. And the AoE damage allows for a multi-kill upon impact, which can then trigger killing spree on any surviving enemies. Leaping attack is huge. The ability to just cover distance and keep your AP generation flowing, this move enables this to a very high degree. It's amazing. So, enough talk. Let's see this in action. For the showcase, I'm just going to be picking this endgame mission, Three Sisters, level 23. It's one of the few missions I still have available to me. Just to reaffirm what I was mentioning before, we do have this on very hard. Alright, so here's the first fight of the mission. It throws you straight into it. Here we can see we have a number of Seelie type enemies spread all around. I'm going to throw down a couple of debuffing spells with my Chain Lightning to apply shock, reduce some of their AP as they come in, because I don't really want them harassing my backline here too much.
Ready.
But other than that, I'm just going to pass. I'm passing on these three characters without really doing anything because I want to let the Black Knight shine as much as possible.
So many offerings.
But I'm passing on the Black Knight. As you can see here, we have 13 AP and 4 movement AP. We're passing because we want to start generating those damage focus passives I mentioned from before. For passing a turn, you start getting the damage buff, you start getting extra AP on the next turn. They're spread out anyways, we're just going to let them come into us.
What?
Alright, round 2. And you can see that my Black Knight now has 19 AP and still that 4 movement AP. That is a lot to play around with here. So, let's get the show started. I'm going to take this opportunity attack to get into a good position. Right there. Boom. One Earthshaker, got a kill, triggered killing spree, killed the enemy right in front of him, killed him, chained off itself, boom, the Springborn is down to 193. Or down to 27, and melee attack, setting him to negative 193. Our AP at the end of that, 18. We lost 1 AP off of using Earthshaker. Killed 2 enemies and have another one critically injured. So, we're just going to swing on him. You can see where our Earthshaker's already down to a cooldown of 1. And here's where Leap Attack really shines. Just like that. And now we're up to 21 AP and 10 movement AP. I'm just going to Earthshaker this Archer. Since they have a chance to dodge, I'm not going to risk running up to him, swinging on him, and having him dodge. And then we just run over here and just obliterate this little winter breed. Alright, everyone's all nice and close.
Power and glory.
Alright, so the Rage is the primary damage buffer for this build. You get kills, generates more damage to get more kills. Though we do have a bit of a damage buff due to passing our turn off of that damage focus, it's not quite enough to really finish off any of these enemies. So we're going to use the rest of our team as kind of enablers. So we're going to throw down some abilities to soften them up a little bit for us.
For my Camelot.
A little bit of a misclick there, but that's fine. Mortar doesn't do a lot of damage.
What?
Alright, let's go ahead and get a swing on. Awesome. Gonna do an Earthshaker here. Get a double kill.
Rot in hell.
Let's move over to here. Let's do a power attack. 1 extra AP, but secures the kill. Leap attack. Cleave. There's that killing spree in action. Getting a free kill. And then just mosey on over here.
Who is next?
Wipe him out. Oh, forgot about this little earthworm way over here. Let's go get him. You can see Cleave is already back off cooldown. Just used it too. And dead.
Accept these offerings.
The AP train does not stop. You can see the damage just keeps going and going, and he couldn't get a kill on any of those picked on his first swing, but by the end of it, he's running around one-shotting them. Here we have an example of, this time just a single enemy. So how does the Black Knight really do against a single enemy where he isn't going around chaining off a bunch of kills? Still pretty well, actually.
So many offerings.
Again, we're going to let him come to us, so we're just going to put a little debuff on him here. And just pass. Alright, cool. Nice and close.
What are we waiting for?
And here we're going to do a leap attack. And you can see, this is where that armor breaking essence comes in. Just deletes all of his armor. Just all of it. Stun. There you go. We're just gonna get him out of here. Alright.
For my forefathers.
So you can see these guys have a good amount of health on them. Can't really kill them.
Which one shall I
Alright, so soften them up for him a little bit. Throw in some AoEs. That's not bad. We
For my
can
forefathers.
soften them up a little bit more. Put the step backs on you.
For my Camelot.
There you go.
What are we waiting for?
All right, let me do a leap attack. Beautiful every time. And just this little archer back here that needs to be wrapped up.
Fine sacrifice to the spirits.
Alright, so that is the Black Knight in action. As you can see, it's just absolutely absurd. You're generating so much AP that he's basically unstoppable. You saw it yourself. He runs around the map, leap attacking from group to group, or just running to them in some cases, throwing down cleaves, earthshakers, whatever, just trying to get in positions to set up multi-kills and killing sprees. And he will just mow through them in a single round, 9 times out of 10. Some of this, like I mentioned in the beginning, is going to be a bit more variable due to gear. Like, not everyone's going to come across this Ring of Frenzy, but everyone can get this Essence of Extermination and these talents. And the talents are really where the damage ramping is coming in. You can see he's just doing more and more damage as the turn goes by. And 2 AP per kill is still really good. I've tested this build even before the ring, and he was still doing the exact same thing. The only difference is when everyone died, he would only have like 6 AP left over instead of 12. So this build is still very much doable, even if you don't get this ring or another item with a similar effect of this ring. You give this guy the Essence of Extermination, you take this Bloodlust skill, and these other skills to make sure he's doing enough damage to keep his train going, and the Black Knight will just wipe out everyone. And thanks to good old leap attack, he can pull this off much more consistently than pretty much any of the other champions, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe try out this build yourself, or at least found it entertaining to just watch him go around slaughtering everything. But, yeah. Thanks for watching.